I think the theme for today's forum here in terms of enhancing field productivity, safety and quality, I think is very pertinent. Just like you heard from Manish, I think we are the only industry that has not shown significant improvement in productivity. You look at the automotive industry in general, I think their productivity has exponentially improved. But for EPC industry, I think in general it's pretty much flat, which is kind of sad, especially in the last 6-7 decades. I think in spite of the fact that the technology has improved significantly, I think we haven't done better in terms of enhancing not only just the productivity, but also in terms of the delivery, focus on safety and quality, I think has gone down significantly. That brings a whole bunch of challenges. Before I start this very quick overview of the company I work for, Fluor Corporation. We are one of the largest engineering, procurement, fabrication, construction, and maintenance companies. We design, build, and maintain capital-efficient facilities for clients on 6 continents. We deliver integrated solutions for clients in the energy, chemicals, government, life sciences, advanced manufacturing, infrastructure, mining, and metals and power sectors. We are serving more than 4,000 clients in over 100 countries. We're listed 149 on the 2017 Fortune 500 list with revenues of about $19 billion. We are about 60,000 employees strong, and we have a legacy of about 105 years history. We are headquartered in Dallas, Texas. We are basically organized in 6 business sectors that you can see: energy, chemicals, power, infrastructure, mining and metals, life sciences, and advanced manufacturing. But also we cater to the United States government. We do a lot of the nuclear remediation work for them, also the contingency operations and service-based operations. We also work in UK for the nuclear remediation. Our company's focus right now is primarily on people development. Spend a lot of money on people development, trying to improve our work processes, trying to bring the state-of-the-art tools. You heard about digitization. I think we're heading toward that direction in a big way. Also, our focus now is on zero-based execution that Manish just talked about. And last but not the least, also on the integrated solutions. In addition to that, with the labor prices escalating and productivity is going down and not a good focus on HSE quality, we're also moving more into modularization, trying to take as many hours away from the field into a controlled environment where we can improve quality, safety, and also ensure delivery. We basically, in terms of our solutions, I think we do everything from front-end design all the way through fabrication, construction, startup, and integrated and maintenance. In Asia Pacific, we are 7,000 people strong. We have 2 offices in Philippines. We have 2 offices in China, and also we have a very large office in New Delhi, which is about 3,600 people. This is right now the largest office within Fluor Corporation. We have executed a lot of conceptual studies, FEED and EPCM, and we are very proud to have delivered 42 million safe work hours with only 1 LTI, and achieved about 13 million safe hours at the 0 LTI for the Hague and SciTech projects. Let me now talk about the enhancing. I think there's going to be a lot of discussion about, as I mentioned, about modularization in the other sessions. But what I want to talk about here is mostly that what we need to do in terms of the mega projects. As you know, in the last 2 decades, the projects have gone from a mega projects to what I call the giga projects. You see the projects today, Reliance Jamnagar 3, multi-billion-dollar project. We have a Sadara project in Middle East that was finished, over $20 billion. Look at the Rapid project in Malaysia for Petronas, $27 billion project. You look at the TCO project we're working on, FID, $34 billion last year. And I can go on. And Kuwait National Oil Companies, KIPIC, there are 2 big 3-4 mega projects there going on. So these are the projects, these are all mega projects. So you may ask, well, what is a mega project? Well, if you look at the European Cooperation in Science and Technology, they categorize mega project as having extreme complexity, both in technical and human terms, and by long record of poor delivery. You heard from Manish. If you look at the IPA, 60% of our mega projects today are over budget and behind schedule. That is not a good scorecard for the EPC industry in general. Also, the sum total of several projects managed by somewhat autonomous project teams. That's what the mega projects is all about. If you look at the 4 components of the mega projects, is basically, I call it 4 M's. It's manpower, material, machinery, and last but not the most important one is the money. Management versus enablement. So managing a mega project requires a lot of advanced planning rather than providing day-to-day surveillance direction, problem resolution. We need to align ourselves on the overall objectives of the project Manish was talking about before. It's not what the TIC of the value is, what is the investment that a client can afford to build a project to meet the targets. So we need to focus on the items which will enable the project to achieve the success. Now, you ask why a project normally fails. I think they often result because of lack of attention to details on the items that are required for the project success. For example, today on all mega projects that I know of, we have the same common themes: inadequate supply of skilled labor, late material deliveries, and funding constraints. These are the three things that really are responsible. And in addition to that, you look at the land acquisition, you look at the permitting, you look at the inclement weather, impact of holidays. I see more holidays now in every country than I used to know before. Lower productivity, inadequate laydown areas, man camp shortages, transportation of materials people. These are the kind of things that we do not pay a lot of attention to, and this is what results into the downfall in terms of projects. So manpower, skilled manpower requirements, normally could exceed the capabilities of regional contractors. All these countries like India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, we do not have a lot of skilled laborers. There's a huge shortage of skilled manpower. So we cannot just rely upon only the local labor. We have to bring in some foreign laborers. And I know a lot of these countries are very protective of labor. You look at Malaysia, very hard to bring in foreign labor in terms of getting mass visas. India is the same way, Indonesia. You look at Indonesia, doesn't even want to talk about China. India doesn't want to talk about China, bringing materials and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of restrictions. But at the end of the day, a happy and skilled workforce can only improve productivity, safety, and quality at site. We are doing a very piss poor job in not making sure that our workers, their basic needs are being met. Whether it's man camp, whether it's food, whether it's transportation, all those kind of things. To utilize regional labor resources, but we got to have an ability to the access to the global market for additional skilled workers. That means we need help from the governments of these different countries to make sure that we can get visas, at least for the skilled labor. I'm not talking about the mass labor. I think for the mediocre work, we can use a lot of labor. And time and cost of getting craft from overseas to be factored into the execution schedule. Now, commercial risk for the contractors need to be minimized. A lot of these contractors will bid the job, just buy the job. And once they start executing, what we find out is they do not have enough money. Negative cash flow for the contractors is going to not allow them to bring a whole bunch of skilled labor or the labor in general. Firm project scope, through thorough execution, proper estimating are essential to the planning process, schedule development, and successful delivery of the project. All these things are very, very important that are part and parcel of the planning effort that we do. In terms of the material, the global sourcing strategy for material and fabrication is very essential, as the requirements of mega projects generally exceed the capacity of the regional suppliers and fabricators. Even today, I see a lot of our best suppliers are getting into financial trouble. That means we as an EPC contractors have to step up and take over that and also deliver that. We need to do sharp loading studies to make sure that we have adequate capacity, including allowances and contingencies to reduce project risks. Key suppliers need to have proven capability for quality and on-time delivery of materials. And alternative suppliers may provide a cost benefit while increasing project risks associated with the quality and delivery. Robust materials management system is essential for tracking the commitment, flow, and timing of all material from suppliers through fabricators and storage facilities to the construction site. But we need to pay a lot of attention not just only to the priority items, but we need to make sure that we have required flow of materials and fabrication to support the construction sequence. Now, a site infrastructure plan must be adequately sized to handle peak material storage requirements. This is another area where I see that we do not have adequate laydown areas. And that really prevents us from doing a lot of the work that we want to do, because you're going to have, I don't know, a lot of cranes, a lot of mobile equipment, you have a lot of workforce I talked about before. So mega projects generally require the use of complex, if not innovative machinery for concrete placement, rigging, support, lifting, tunneling, so on and so forth. Early planning to identify capacities and quantum of cranes and other equipment for timely sourcing. Some of these cranes, especially if you're going to lift 1,600, 2,000 ton equipment, you're going to need special cranes like 3,200 tons. They have lead time of about 16 to 18 months. So lead times are very important to study, design, and procure such machinery, and be several months. Special rail wagons, large capacity cranes, transportation of oversized dimension, consignments have a long lead time and high rentals. These have all to be plugged into your execution. Before I summarize this thing, I think we need to make sure is that all our projects need to be more construction-driven projects. It should not be the engineering driving the construction, but it should be the construction driving engineering.